Dude, 2009 was a different time, okay? Before we had White Shirt Charlie, Moist Critical, and freaking Leafy is here even to give us the daily content recaps that we needed, even before the freaking days of Ray William Johnson. Omegle was just starting, dude. I was in the ripe grade of 9, just starting high school, and actually my YouTube channel at the time. Things were looking good, but with every light source comes a little bit of darkness if you don't, aim it the right particular way. And it wasn't all perfect is what I'm trying to freaking say, dude. And social media was well in its infancy still. It was very much like a quirky freaking niche thing. Everybody had MySpace, maybe Facebook, but Twitter was kind of weird still, and anything else just freaking didn't exist. I mean, we had YouTube, but what do you upload there? Freaking webcam videos from the Apple Store type beat. But freaking Tosh.0 was thriving during this time, dude. He was the first funny man reaction fella. Daniel Tosh, the .0 was silent in his birth name. Dude, I was never the biggest fan of this guy, but he was on TV, and he was reacting to the funniest little clips. They might have done like skits and stuff on there too. I don't think it was just watching videos, but it was mostly that. And this was like the first time that format had ever really been done, and it was freaking sort of a fresh thing, unless you ask Bob Saget. Freaking RIP to the GOAT. I guess Bob Saget had already done it. Freaking goddamn it, dude. This is cavemen were reacting to funny clips, dude. They were just a little bit different. Daniel Tosh was a stand-up comedian who hosted the show and watched the funny clips. He stood in for Rob Dyrdek and Ray William Johnson. They were also up for the role at the time. I don't know. I never really found him that funny, but I mean, he's a guy. But he's back, dude. Like every freaking thing from my adolescence, it's coming back now, and it's coming back worse. And it's coming back for profit, baby. It's coming back to get some good cashola in its pocket, and I'm not knocking it for it, dude. I'm all about getting this bag, getting your paper, and, getting any freaking, and getting any artistic fulfillment that you may desire from your freaking career. But where has this man been? Now we can find out, because freaking Daniel Tosh has come back with a new show called The Tosh Show, which is, I feel like you could have guessed this before I said anything. It's a podcast, dude. It's a podcast. Everything's a podcast. Now, that's a freaking Ned's Declassified. You mean that podcast that I listened to the other day? Wizards of Waverly Place from the Disney Channel? That's a podcast. And now Tosh.0, dude, that is a podcast as well. I'm not above it, dude. Freaking lonniedos is a podcast. But this is a peculiar podcast that I am judging briskly and off one episode, because that's all that exists, dude. This popped up in my recommended. It's just called The Tosh Show, and he even makes like a little joke.
Welcome to Tosh.0.
Nope, wrong show.
Right.
How it's supposed to be confusing or something.
I'll be honest, sounds very similar. It's almost as if we're intentionally trying to be confusing.
Which I don't understand, because Cumtown already has a gag where their podcast is already confused. It's been done, man. But freaking, this will not be the first thing that seems a little familiar here, because a lot of the jokes and funny bits of banter on this podcast, I don't know what to call them. They're lame.
Can we still play Is It Racist?
Of course we can play Is It Racist?
Like, he does even do like a little reaction video as a meme at the beginning to give the people what they want, a little bit of fan service.
No internet vids.
Boo.
Fine. Fewer internet vids.
Thursday, partly sunny skies and 57. And to another woman who likes to be double-fisted in a different way, I think, Jess.
For the 20-somethings.
She means beer. Guys.
For the freaking, what are we called? Millennials, senior citizens? For us.
She means beer. Don't put me on YouTube. My God.
Apparently Channel 6's parent company is Pornhub.
Yeah, my main complaint with this podcast is that it just feels like Daniel Tosh has been cryogenically frozen since this show was on TV in 2012 or whenever the fuck. Apparently it didn't get canceled until 2020, which they also address.
Let me set the record straight about what happened over at Comedy Central.
He sort of addresses it on here. I don't freaking know if there was drama about this or something, but I guess there was some sort of Viacom acquisition that maybe something Comedy Central paid him out early or something, and then they did not continue with the show.
Okay, they offered me a pile of cash to break my contract, and I did. The end.
I don't know how much like pubic hair humor and like bathroom caca pee pee poo poo has changed since I freaking was in 12th grade, 9th grade, the likes of it whenever Daniel Tosh was on TV doing it, and to not so much my liking, but this doesn't work for me either, man. He's just cringe. He's just so like...
Medical question. Is it possible to make any girl squirt?
Don't put me on YouTube.
Don't put me on YouTube.
I think next week we should get a do it for the Vine clip. I feel like that's really what we need to do here, Daniel. It's just he's got this weird, like cartoonishly consistent inflection that he always uses because he's a host and he's here to host the joke. And the joke is sex. And I'm saying it with my chest. God, I've never had sex, but I'd like to. Isn't that funny, America? Leave it to Bob Saget, dude. R.I.P.
I wear a size 8 fitted hat, which is like most ridiculous, largest hat you can wear.
Why are they in a chalkboard room with a matte black surfboard mounted to the wall with the obligatory podcast name on the neon lights? But what is this, like, surf? Are you going to teach me how to surf? If it's a surf the web joke, if it's a surf the web joke, that seems like it might. You know what? That seems like it just might be something like that. He says he wouldn't be mad though.
I'm not mad though.
Though he seems a little mad.
Because had that not happened, I wouldn't be here right now in this illegally built ADU in newly gentrified Baldwin Hills.
But honestly, I can't see much in his face. There's no emotion behind those eyes. Daniel Tosh kind of looks like Rob Dyrdek with a lot less swag. Which quirked up white boy do you think did it better in the early 2000s?
Biggest difference between Tosh Show and Tosh.0 is that I will be wearing glasses occasionally and sitting down.
Does he know where he is? Does he know what he's doing? He knows we can see him, right? I will reiterate that I'm just goofing, and of course, I don't even know what this podcast is gonna end up being, dude. Freaking, I'm just going off the first episode, but dude, the rest of it is just him talking about sports and like occasionally like mentioning celebrity names that I have never heard of and interviewing a doctor. But I don't know if he's gonna interview a doctor every week. Anyways, Daniel Tosh, I'd love to come on the show. Thanks for watching, boys. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video. I'm out. Peace.